Yo, 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 we are back. We are back. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Apologetic Knock. Today we have a special guest with a ugly ass fucking hat on. What's up, Felix? What's good?
Yo, what up, fellas? Damn, second time on the show. That's
Yes,
what's up.
sir. Yes, sir. And
Pedro
Pedro,
Ramses. What's up, guys?
What's
my
happening? What's happening?
my
Chilling.
brother Pedro, what's good, baby? What's good? What's going on the West Coast right now?
Oh man, listen, rain. We getting mad flooding out here right now. So I don't know what type of storm we getting, but it's coming through. It's coming through hard. But we good. We here. What's up, my
Listening to
peoples?
your voice, I thought it was the Quiet Storm for a second.
No, no,
And
no. That's later. That's later. That's the 10 to midnight.
and my brother Ramses, what's good in your part of Queens, my brother?
Maintain. Had a big meeting the other day, community meeting. Had Curtis Lewa, Guardian Angels, and a couple of members of the community there. Was able to get a lot of information across, moving forward with a lot of community cleanup events and a lot of community walks to show the quality of life and everything that's going on over there. So definitely, stepping into a new world and a new area when it comes to with the community work that I'm doing over here in Elmhurst, Corona, and Jackson Heights. There's a lot of big news coming along the lines there that I'll be sharing with everybody pretty soon.
Well, I'm sure you're
Nice.
definitely making the community proud, but you're not making Mr. Sleewell proud because you don't have a red beret. You have a Columbia hat. It looks nice, but it's not a red beret. What's good?
I'm not a guardian angel, brother. That's not my turf. That's
well,
for
ladies
him.
and well, ladies and gentlemen, we're here. We're together, and we're gonna throw a little disclaimer out with this podcast. If you're listening with your kids in the car, probably not the best time. And like Salt and Pepper said, this podcast we're gonna talk about sex, baby. That's what we're gonna talk about. And the reason why we're going to talk about it is the decline in sex. See, I thought sex it was like you know what they say, things that never go out of business is like alcohol. What's the other one? Like poor health. Like those are things that the stock never drops. Healthcare, alcohol, and I thought sex was always booming. Sex sells, but according to the LA Times and other articles and research that the crew has gone through and looked at, sex is on the decline. And I'm gonna first kick it off. I'm gonna throw it at P. What's your take overall? Not just let's say us, our age group. We're gonna get to us in a minute. Why do you think young folks? Because for me, I remember when I was young, that's all I thought about. Why is it in a decline with the generation after us, that Gen Z? What's going on?
Man, I'll be honest. When I was doing the research for this, I was surprised to really see how much these kids really aren't having sex, which is cool for me. I got an 18-year-old daughter, so hey, it's all good. Keep it going. Keep it going. But when I kind of compare and contrast to when I was that age, like you said, man, that's all I thought about. And I'm
Quiet
here thinking
storm.
about,
Quiet storm.
and I'm over here like, yo, I'm trying to think like, well, what's been the difference? I think the difference has been the pocket porno, man. I think having that access, that quick access to porno, and it's in your pocket, it's in your phone at any given time. When I was, we was that age, it was all about who had that DVD, who had the magazine, and we passing that joint around,
Hmm.
Sticky
but it was,
pages and all.
yeah,
Spice,
but it,
bro, Spice on the
yeah, but
cable
it was,
box when it
yeah,
was
man, the
distorted, and you
the
used to try
fuzzy,
to
the
like
fuzzy
catch
porn, yeah.
trying to
So it's
catch that
like,
distortion, bro, on the brown cable box.
but it came far in between, but it kept you kind of engaged though. You still had that curiosity. Now, man, these kids, man, think about it, bro. I think they're like desensitized completely. It's pretty much a menu. What are you feeling like today? What's your, you know what I'm saying? What do you want to look up? What's the fetish of the day? You know what I'm saying? So these guys, or these kids, I should say, getting to a point where they don't even want to go outside and actually talk to a girl or even develop a skill to talk to a girl because they're living through the phone. And the pornography, in my opinion, I think that right there is like to the detriment of that of the youth from like 15 and up.
So no one really does have like a hot stepmom that wants them really bad.
No.
Wow. I guess Eva was thinking about our mamas.
Yeah, I see. I see.
Hi.
It was always coming over. I see. Now I'm
Oh,
gonna tell.
let me tell
Hey,
you something. So no, I mean, when we were young, everybody wanted to be a pizza delivery guy, no, or a
right, right,
cable
right.
guy.
Those were the fantasies, right?
Ramses,
Mrs. Robinson, Mrs. Robinson.
what do you think's going on with Gen Z, man? Why are there not? Why is like sex on such a decline? What's your take on this?
So how you gonna look at it though? You know, it depends geographically where these people are. Because if you're gonna talk to me about Europe, tan singando. If you're gonna talk to me about the Caribbean, tan singando. If you're gonna talk to me about other parts of the different big cities, they getting it in. It's the more rural areas are a little more downplayed. There aren't that many people around. You don't got you have access to free porn, as Pedro was saying. And I mean, you don't you only as good as your what's available to you. So they're not gonna get into it. But then a lot of it is disease, pregnancy, just avoiding dealing with people's shit. You get off on yourself. You feel good. You're fine. Whatever, and that's it. The new norm, right? Work from home. So everything else is kind of like tight knit now. Nobody's really being social. Especially with the rise of introvert. When we were coming up, I never heard this word. You would just, oh, he just likes to stay home a lot. We never
Hmm.
said introvert. He just like to stay home a lot. But you would make that friend come out. Be like, yo, come on, man, let's go. You would force, some type of like, some type of banter, or give them some type of talk, or bring them out just to experience things with you. You know what I mean? But now everybody's just like, I'm here. This is my phone. Everything is fine for me here. I have access to everything here. So what are they looking for? They're not trying to go to hit a bar. They're not trying to talk to a shorty. Um, a lot of dudes are just apagao, and then there's a lot of dudes that are focused on themselves because they're like, you know what? I'm a grind. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I don't really need women right now. A lot of people are career focused, focused on school, focused on achieving their goals, and they're putting that kind of pleasure on the back burner. And then there's those that use toys to get off. Everybody has some different kind of thing these days. The dudes got the fleshlight, the girls got the rose.
Whoa,
You
whoa,
know what I'm
whoa.
Oh,
saying?
you weren't talking about Mattel toys, huh?
Nah, we ain't talking about
Fisher
Funkos,
Price.
bro. Ain't talking about
Not
no
Fisher Price.
Funkos. It's,
Ah,
it's, it's not
gotcha.
Funkos, it's dildos.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Now,
I
Francis,
mean,
you
they're
bring up.
available. They're available in Target. You could get them in Target now. You could get them, you know, virtually anywhere. Women have access to toys that pleasure them, and men do, have a lot of access to their own version of stuff, for them to get down. Pero te digo así, los dominicanos están cingando, los colombianos están
Uh,
cingando. You know what I'm saying? The Latinos are getting down. They definitely still holding the crown. That's probably why we're the soon to be majority over here in the United States, because we populate.
well, before I kick it to Felix, you said geographically has a lot to do with it. I mean, something interesting that I found, and I believe it was in the LA Times article, is in colleges there's a lack of sex, and that's where people were discovering sex. Back in our time. I mean,
Right.
I went to college for a cup of coffee. I didn't really last there too long, but just
And a
that
sweet
age
roll,
and
cup of coffee and
yeah.
a sweet roll.
Oh, definitely got that sweet roll. I'm still wearing that sweet roll around my waist. But yeah, like it was a time of exploration. It was a time where, people were getting to know themselves and, discovering what they like, what they don't
Different
like.
time, man. Hay mucho
Yeah,
palomo. A lot of people that are like even afraid to engage in conversation these days. They can be book smart, but they can't talk to you about something. They can't explain anything to you, but they can pass the test. They can remember a passage or something, but they can't engage. They have no moxie. They don't
right.
Yeah.
got it in them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Well,
Hey,
talking about?
Felix, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're on Team Pedro, happy because you also have a teenage daughter, a young woman. So you're like, yes, it's on the decline, right? But why do you think there's such a decline in youth? Well, we haven't even gotten into our age. Why is there a decline in the generation behind us?
As far as like the youth, I
The
think
youths, the youths.
the youths. I just think everybody's like, I'm gonna say weird now, in a sense where nobody talks to each other. Like I remember being a young kid, and I wanted to to talk to a girl on the phone, and or talk to her in person. I remember we used to be on the block, and I was like 11, 10, and it was all about having a little girlfriend or something. And now, like, all these kids, a prime example, there's this kid in the building where, this kid, all he does is play video games, play video games, play video games. He's always home. And he's a young kid. This kid never goes out, and I'm like, how is a kid like this gonna find a girlfriend ever? He's to the point where he doesn't shower. Bro, this guy
Oh,
be having a fucking pajon like this. And it's like, like I guess again, they've separated themselves from the world and friends and girls and whatever it is they're into. And all they do is and it's like Pedro says, they have access. Like if they want to get their jerk on, they look at their phone. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have to go to a porn site. All they do is
hmm.
get on Instagram, and they'll see a half naked girl, and
Right.
they'll
They
do
got
whatever
that. They
they
got
want to do.
Snapchat. Though texting is
All
huge.
of
Now,
that.
and
Everybody's
now
sending
all
fucking
kids do is
dick
OnlyFans.
pics, toto pics,
yeah, and all they
mandando
do
para
is
yeah,
chat, chat,
OnlyFans.
chat, chat. Like you tell one of these kids, yo, they don't know how to talk to a girl. They don't know how to approach a girl. Like, I guess the way we did. I guess the way we saw, like us coming up. But now you tell a kid, like, yo, go say hi to her. They're like, they
Pero
don't.
son unos perros como esos perros ahí atrás. Ruh, ruh, ruh.
Look, but you know what
So
it is
yeah,
too, I
man.
think?
I think they've just separated them. Kids now, especially kids, teenagers, and stuff. They've
Yeah.
just separated themselves from the world. So they're like weirdos now. To me, kids are weird now. I know.
But you know what? It's also the pressure. Like everyone's scared to take a L, right? Because of social media now, everybody posts everything. So right now, you may be afraid to go talk to this girl in school because she may post on TikTok. So and so asked me out. Is he? You know what I'm saying? She may post it. You caught that L, and now you scared to try again. And that's how
But that L makes you, bro. That
But
L
that's what I'm
makes you. It don't
saying.
break you.
That's that muscle, right? You got to work that muscle. So it's like, okay, bet. I asked this girl out. She said no. Okay, cool. You continue. You go on to the next one, and you build. You build that confidence. You learn what works. You learn what doesn't. But nowadays, I think these kids don't want to do that. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure to hit home runs, as you can see. These
But in
kids have an
baseball,
amount of pressure.
how is it in baseball? Like my man's was saying today when I spoke to a couple of people about this. He was like, "Yo, in baseball, three out of 10, and you in the
You Hall
Hall
of
of Fame."
Famer.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
Hall of Famer. But that's
So
what
it's
it
the
is.
same. It's the
But
same
that's
work.
social. But that's social media, bro. That's when you live your life online and you look at everybody's highlights. No one shows the failures. No one shows the strikeouts. Everybody shows the highlights. So these kids, 15, 16, 17-year-old boys, young teens, they're looking like, man, my first attempt got to be a homer. I got to have a baddie. It's got to be a baddie. It's got to be this. It's got to be that. Because now they're going for only 10s. These kids don't even want to start out with the 5 or the 6 or the 4. You feel me? So, because you're going to get clowned, you're going to get posted, blah, 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 blah. You're going to be on
And
social
that's
media.
where
They're
you
going to
get
be
the best
clowning you.
practice in those fours and fives.
Oh man, those are the training those are the training wheels, man. Those are the training wheels of life. You gotta
That's the
you
B.
got you
Those are the
gotta big up
BPs, boy.
those 3s and 4s. You gotta salute them, man. They've definitely helped a lot of great men out there, man. A lot of boys become great men. But
Thank you.
And you get listen, you get a couple of fours, you got yourself an 8. Like, come on, bro.
come on, man. But that's how you practice. All right, man. You gotta, but these kids nowadays, I feel as though there's a lot of pressure to win. There's a lot of pressure to hit that homer at your first at bat. And that's just not the way it is, man. And again, these kids are they're living their lives through the phone, bro. Through the phone, they're in the matrix. They're not living reality, like you said. Felix going outside talking to a girl, having a little girl. That was always on my mind. That's
Yo,
that's all I
Pep,
thought about.
I remember when I used to go to Newtown, and I remember I was like,
Shout out
yo,
Newtown, Elmhurst, Queens. Let's go.
I want to go.
Pioneers.
I want to go to. I want to go to Junction just to meet girls or talk to them. And then
Right.
when I wanted to level up, I'd be like, yo, let's go to 82nd. Kids don't do that. Kids are not like, yo, I want to go to the mall and meet. They're not. Everybody's home. Everybody's home.
Yeah.
Everybody's. You know what I'm saying? It's
But even
crazy.
when they're together, Felix, even when they're all together, when you see them in the group, what are they all doing? They on the phone.
Yo, I was talking to one of my boys the other day, and he was telling me, we were talking about like going out dancing. Kids today don't dance. Kids today
Unless it's
don't.
a
Well,
TikTok
that
dance.
It's a
That's
just
it.
changed,
TikTok.
bro.
It's a
That
You know,
TikTok.
changed
unless
because the
it's but
lounges is
they,
just full of posers,
that
right?
Right.
doesn't
Everybody just
exist
wants to have their
anymore.
bottle and stand around. Nobody's getting down. Only the shorties. Shorties
Our
dance with themselves. That's it.
our
Unless you go to a
generation,
Spanish
Yeah.
club.
that was
Yeah.
like your segue to like be able to talk to a girl. You'd be like, yo, let me ask Shorty to dance. You know what I'm saying? If you una vez uno comenzaba, yo, what's your name? You from around here? But yo, kids don't. Nobody does. Kids don't do that no more. They don't. Yo, they don't even know how to dance except on TikTok.
Well,
Right.
here's the crazy thing about all that too is the the lack of, like, you guys, all three of you hit on the point that nobody's really talking to girls. Like, these young kids aren't talking to girls, and you have so many ways of communication now with a girl. Like, before with us, it was literally like, yo, you had to wait till she got out of class, or you knew her home girl.
Oh
Yo,
nah,
can I
you got
talk to your
direct
friend?
contact now, boys.
You had to kind of slip the letter in class, you know what I'm saying, like.
Right.
And now they have so many ways to communicate, and they don't communicate. Another thing is like, we kind of touch base on this a bit, in the porn industry and social media and all that, is like, sex is everywhere, everywhere you look. The OnlyFans, the IG, the TikTok,
Music.
music, yeah, all the female, like,
Overly
rappers now,
sexualized.
overly, like, beyond, and still it's not happening, like. And
Because
it's
that's
so
just not what
odd.
it's not what's
Yo,
appealing to them
let,
right now,
let,
right? So
let me
it
ask you
doesn't
guys
matter.
something that I was thinking about. You think it's more on the guy end, on the male end, or on the female end? You
I
think
think it's
I
Well, it's
honestly
both. It depends what you're looking at. Because women are in control right now, right? They're the ones. They're the ones that could call the. They're the ones calling the shots for real. Ultimately, they always could, but
they do,
right now,
but the thing is,
they're the dominant. They're the dominant, right? They
but
act
but
as alphas.
but we set the bar though.
guys
No,
are
we
not.
set
We
the
we
bar. We
we
set the bar.
we we
But
set the bar because the only reason why you see these girls dressed the way they dress is because we like that and we accept that. If we all got together and was like, yo, nah, that ain't really the look. That BBL ain't really the look. Girls won't get them.
I mean, right now that's a toss up when it comes to that because they're going in just they want to look good, so they don't care if it comes out fucked
because
up. They
we
still think look good. You
because
know
we
what I mean?
validate that though. We validate that behavior. We validate that because what do we say? Girl with the big
But
ass, with the this, with
they're
the
still
that.
on their like they're the alpha, right? So they know they got what we want, and
Correct.
they're gonna play it up, and that comes back to how's the dude, right? So now if the dude has his own value, knows that he's about something, got his own bread, got his own crib, got his own, got his shit together, you know what I'm saying? How he's gonna act, right? At the end of the dinero, he's able to bag more, date more, do what he got to do, and then he's able to chop down a couple of numbers.
I
Pero
I
eh,
I
en
agree.
la
I agree with
casa,
that to a certain degree because I think what matters most is the mouthpiece. If you're able to talk, if you're able to make a girl laugh, be witty, be smart, learn how to speak to girls,
no, of course. But there's
that
also
it
dudes with bread that don't have to say anything
You, but you want to hear something
and
funny?
get their numbers.
Back in the days, it didn't work like that. I'm pretty sure we've all been there. We've been like, yo, how this dude is with that mommy. Back in the days,
hmm
you know why?
hmm
He had good. because of the good talk.
Labia o
Now,
el único que le dio atención de verdad.
now, now, obviously, it's all about
Because
paper. You
everybody's
got
leading with
money,
money now.
you don't got it.
Everyone's
But
correct.
Yeah,
back in the days, back in our time, if you
Yeah.
had good muela and you were able to talk to a girl, and
Yeah.
just like you say, Pedro, be funny, be witty, just make her laugh, you make her feel comfortable, you will bag it. But now, it's
Well,
uh,
look, think about all the shows that we watched and news or whatever. When you got these high profile men, these rich men or whatever, right? They got the trophy wife. A lot of times these rich high profile guys are older guys, right? They got younger wives. What's the running joke always? That she's messing with the tennis player, the pool boy. Why is
mm-hmm.
that? Because the tennis coach and the pool boy got game. This dude, the guy she's with, she's there because of the lifestyle and the money. So at the end of the day, is the guy that makes her feel good, which would be the pool boy, which would be the tennis coach, giving her the little whatever. Hey, you looking good today. Oh, the little joke. Then that sexual tension builds. That's what happens. So in my opinion, yes, when you lead with money, it's because you got nothing else. But when you got that mouthpiece that you're able to talk yourself into the pants, that's when you win it. That's I think the charisma. That's what women, in my opinion, truly want. If they're honest,
I mean, to go back to Felix's question, like, who is it more on? Is it more on men or more on female?
it's the
Definitely.
men. I think
Well, I definitely will agree with Ramses on this one. That it goes both ways because there's the men, the lack of courage to speak, the not to have the
Confident.
social skills to speak to a woman. But now, and this isn't all women, but you're seeing that women are now monetizing even more their looks more than ever. So that's who they have coming at them. Like, if you're a beautiful girl and you work at a bar, are you going to pay attention to the 9 to 5 guy that, he's like counting like how much he could give in tips and all that? Or are you going to give the number to the dude that walks in? You saw him park the Bentley outside, that he don't even care. He
Bro,
just
just
gets,
imagine these girls' DMs. Like, what haven't they heard?
yeah, and like
And
every
then Joe
guy,
Schmo is gonna come over like, "Hi, you're pretty."
but I'm
yeah,
talking more so.
and
But hold
that's,
on, real quick. But I'm talking more so on the level of dude. I guess maybe I misunderstood the actual question because I was speaking more so on like, all right, dudes got to level up a little bit more, bro. You got to be a better quality of guy. Meaning,
Oh, of
you can't
course.
just have whack game. You can't like not dress like you know what I'm saying. It's like
no,
men,
But
you're,
some dudes
we
don't
have
need
to
it
level
because
up.
women are so horny. They're just like, you know what? Whatever, this dude.
But we have to the presentation that we got to better our presentation. We got to level up. As for I mean, you could be a regular dude, you could be a high value, what they say, these big money guys. But at the end of the
Like I
day,
said,
is the quality of person, right?
right.
The
You're as
quality.
good as your options, right?
You're as good as your options. So you got to fish in
but
your own pond
but to go back to that point exactly, that's the thing. Like, she's gonna probably pay attention to the baller, with the Bentley or whatever. But guess
for
what?
sure,
In
for sure.
reality, she's dating the bouncer, the DJ, because that's the guy. Like, like you and Felix touched on, the guy with the game, the guy that really talks to her, the guy that Ramses said that really pays attention to her, that
Right.
says certain things. But it just goes both ways now, and there's a lack of courage because, again, great points made by all of you. Taking the L, like, hey, for the younger crowd, like, if I approach her, it's like I'm gonna be the next fucking meme,
Embarrassed.
yeah, in high school tomorrow. Or for the other cats that are a little older, it's like she ain't gonna, yo man, I fucking work at fucking Foot Locker. Like, she ain't gonna pay attention to me. She gonna pay attention to this
That's
nigga.
the learning
Like,
process, right?
and you
Because
don't even try.
when you're young, you got to take those L's. As you're
You know,
getting older, or like, all right, in junior high, high school was kind of hard,
but
and then you
what's
learn to turn
Kobe's
around those L's in college, right? Those college
Right.
years.
famous line? You're gonna miss every shot you don't take. If you ain't taking that shot, how do you know if the girl's even gonna be interested in you? You know what I'm saying?
Diablo, tiene que hablar.
And you
Yeah.
can't start at 30. So,
No, you're already socially
so
awkward at that
that's
point.
what I'm
I've seen
saying.
that,
So
but I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen a lot of that, and I mean, some people are really late bloomers. I wouldn't say 30, maybe like late 20s. You
You know
know?
who
But
was
Yeah.
but that's what
very famous? Go ahead, Felix.
no, that's for That's for people now. Because I remember back in my day, and I'm a little older than you guys.
Yeah,
15.
how did you and the apostles speak when Jesus wasn't around to girls?
Did you pay in shekels?
He had to pay a dowry every single time he took somebody out on a date.
How many camels did you have to give up?
All right, go. My bad. My bad. Go ahead,
So
people.
yeah, like I was saying,
My
So
bad,
you was
Peter. Go
walking
ahead.
around with druids.
Go ahead,
no,
Paul.
like kids, like guys now, they're like,
Yeah,
they just don't got that game. They
they
don't.
don't.
The 30-year-old try, and and girls be like, yo, what this dude telling me? Like corny shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh my god. And back when we were younger, it wasn't like that. I mean,
Mm-mm.
again, I don't know if it was the practice, like we weren't afraid to say hello. Why? Because again, we weren't behind a phone, we weren't behind a TV screen, because we were out there just socializing with people.
Yeah, that's
So
all
we
we
didn't.
had. That's all we could do, right?
Yeah, we didn't. We weren't afraid to say hello. Like I'm not afraid to say hello to anybody.
Right.
You know. And now even people are awkward with each other. Like it's like
Hmm.
crazy. You know.
But Felix, you say it all the time. I can remember anytime like I'm in the car with you and we drive to the old neighborhood. You always tell me like, "Oh yeah, you see that corner? We used to chill right there and play wiffle ball here or
Yeah.
basketball, and then we used to go chill and go pick up girls and whatever." And with us, I remember us in high school. I mean, you guys remember we used to cut out to go to the Catholic school girls, try to go to their school. You know what I'm saying? We'll go to Bound, we'll go to the different high schools around the
Yeah.
area. Like we were trying to be out there and socializing. These kids love to use the term now. Oh, we outside. But are you? You're on your phone.
But
You're
even when they're
posting.
outside, even
They're
when they
not
are
out.
outside,
They're not out.
they're with
Yeah,
the phone. Right. It's
exactly.
doing this.
You're
Recording the
Right.
moment.
It's
yeah,
recording the
Because
moment.
everybody wants to be a star.
you're not living the moment. You're just recording something. We outside. We outside. Yeah. Oh, they got mad girls here. Yeah, but you're
And
not
then it's
talking to
mad
nobody.
boring. They put their phone down and it's mad boring.
Yeah, you're not talking to nobody, and it's all
No.
about just, yo, I put up my story and they saw I was in a dope lounge, and that's it. That made their night. They go home by them damn selves, turn on their Call of Duty, their 2K, and that's it. It's over.
Bro, like I think it was like about 3 years ago. Went to a Jay-Z concert. He was out here. Like nice seats. I was damn near like front row kind of.
I mean,
I'm
they
looking
mistaken you for
around.
Dame Dash. I'm sure that's what happened.
I'm looking around. I'm looking around. I'm enjoying the show. I'm like, yo, enjoying it, whatever. I'm looking around. Everyone's on the phone, like watching the
Mm-mm.
show through the phone. I'm like, I get it. I get the you wanna capture the moment. All right, cool. Capture real quick. We
Yeah,
over
you
here,
could
but
do a
then
good 30 seconds, a
but
minute.
enjoy the show. Enjoy that. Like, be present though, bro. Like, be present. Like, and I'm looking around. I'm like, yo, these ain't cheap seats, man. And I'm over here like, you think I'm gonna pay all that money to like just kind of live it through the phone right now? Nah. But that's the world we live in, and that's what these kids are doing. This is all normal to them. We're the generation where we saw it both. We saw it before, we saw it when it came, and now we're seeing it. We're seeing like the aftermath of like
Yeah,
what it's done to like the youth. Shit, what iPhone was what 2008,
yeah, around there. Yeah,
2007
2008,
around there.
2007, 2008.
I mean,
It's
before that, we had
so
the sidekicks.
the
Everybody in
sidekicks.
the chat room,
But think about it
Man,
too.
AOL,
I was just trying to borrow Ramses Nokia to play Snake. That's all.
Nextel, the
Next,
Nokia OG. That was the blue phone, bro.
but listen, FaceTime changed the game, bro. I mean, remember when we was on the phone all night with them, right? Imagine if we had FaceTime back then.
Yeah,
Oh
Like
my
wild,
God.
this
wild,
is
wild.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like this is what these kids are living, man, and it's not a shock to
But it's
see
also
that
it's
they're not
also now
even.
right. It's harder for the younger, I would say the younger guys right now and girls to even link up. Right, cribs have security systems out the ass. Right,
The
parents are
ring
putting
camera,
in
that's right, the
cameras.
ring.
Yeah, usted no va a entrar para mi casa. You
You,
ain't
you
coming to
can't
my
you
house.
can't sneak out that second floor window
You
no
can't
more.
sneak out. You
No,
can't sneak in. There's a camera in the door. There's a camera. There's the ring. There's the one that when you come in the house, the one that's keeping an eye on the sala.
But that's
You
the
know what I
thing
mean?
too. Like we, I mean, let's take the conversation to the next level. And P, you were going back and forth and like kind of hearkening on, oh, the youth this, the youth that. This is the direction they're in. This is how they see things. Let's talk about us for a second. And before
Mm-hmm.
we talk about our generation, why there's a lack of sex in our generation as well. Um, Felix, you're a little older than us, right? So, me,
We've,
Ramses, and Pedro. What's that?
I said we've established that. Thank
A
you.
little.
Yeah, let's keep establishing it though. So, for us, we look at things and like P said, it's this FaceTime generation, this iPhone generation. Me and Ramses briefly touched on something yesterday. The hunt, man. There was that thrill of the hunt when we were younger. Like, oh my God, like, yo, I bagged the girl's number. We used to talk about it. Like, yo, yeah. And it was like, I don't know if you guys remember the movie The Wood, that they all wanted to get to the next level with the girl, and they'll all put $1 in. Like every time they saw the girl, if they didn't hit that home run, and that jar was full, boy. But there was that thrill, that excitement. I mean, talk about your case, Felix. Like when you were younger, what was it like? Like the thrill to chase a young girl, bag her number, go through all those steps when you were a kid.
Bro, it's just crazy. Like, I mean, again, when I was younger, it was like I was into sports, but I also, I remember like my first girlfriend, I was like 11, 12 years old. But it was like, like you used to get with your boys and used to tell them, and yo, you made out with her and you this, bro. And this is gonna be, it sounds a little whatever, but I remember when you would like touch the girl and you would go to your boys and be like, yo, you understand? You were like,
Yeah, smell it,
you know
smell
what I'm
it.
saying? Crazy as that sound, like you would be, and your boys would be like, oh shit, you understand? We were young and innocent to a point, I guess, but
Do the walk by like that to your
yeah,
boy's
yeah,
nose, like
like
yo, bow.
it's just it was like everything you did, like even going out to go out, like I say, going out dancing, like you would go to like one of these stores and buy yourself an outfit, but you were thinking about getting the girl, or yo, there's gonna be girls there. You would ask girls to dance, and you would get home all sweaty and wait for the next party and bag that number and be like, yo, and talk to your like that was the thing. Tell you, yo, did you bag that girl? You would go with a group of guys, and it was like there was 5 girls, 5 guys, and you would go, okay, let's just go dance for her, and everybody would get a number. Some guys would smash, some guys wouldn't, but everybody got their number. You know what I'm saying? And it's just weird the way I guess La
But that
Juventud.
was always fun, right?
It
Getting
was
that
fun,
number.
bro. It was
Like
fun.
I used to
Go
walk
out.
around with a pen in my pocket, bro. Just in hopes. Like, yo, maybe I'll be
No,
ready though.
and you
Right.
I'll be
you
ready.
had you had fun. Like you had fun, and it was always about, oh, you got friends, let's hang out. And sometimes it wasn't about even smashing. It was about
No.
just made friends, and she brought her friends, and everybody got together, and just have
Well,
fun.
and it was the thrill of the unknown too. You don't know
Mhm.
what's gonna happen. So
Exactly.
it's the thrill of okay, okay, you walk into the club, you dance, and you see somebody you like, whatever. You start talking, you don't know where it's gonna go. So that thrill of like, with every minute that passes by that you're kind of talking to her, it's almost like, oh, you're passing a level. Like, oh, I'm getting closer. Oh, I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
closer. At the end of the night, you don't know. You may go home with her or whatever, or you end up, getting the number, but it was a dope interaction. It was like, yo, she's dope, whatever. I could see like me liking her or whatever. And you move on to the next day, and there's that excitement of the next meeting or
And,
like you said, the next party
and it wasn't that. It was like, okay, I didn't bag nobody. Yo, next week
or
there's a
not, right?
bachata. We're
Or
gonna
not.
go to the next,
Correct.
and it didn't happen. It was the next party.
Correct.
But
But that's the thing too. Like you touch base, Felix, on, yo, let me go to the mall and get that right outfit. Let me get that fit. But it was to go bag a girl. These cats now, like, yo, I got the Jordans. It's just to post it online. Like, got them. But to sit in your room, and play fucking Call of Duty.
And
Like
most kids now, you see a lot of kids in fucking pajamas all fucking day.
to go to
That's
school
fucking
too, I be
annoying.
seeing that shit.
I'm gonna test that shit.
You know
That's
what I'm
annoying, bro.
Yeah, it
like?
is.
I'll go to the supermarket and maybe some sweats, but you know what it is to be a teenager? Like my mom used to say, "Tú eres un hombrecito ahora. You're not a little kid. Like
Mm-hmm.
dress like like a young man. Go get a haircut. Make sure you showered, because bro, kids of today don't shower, and nobody dresses up no more. Nobody likes to dress up. Not even for parties. Not even for just to go out and go for a walk. So how you think you're gonna bag a girl? How you think you're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
if a girl's looking at you like, psst, you know?
Yeah, like if you don't even care enough about your own appearance, like
No.
why am I gonna give you the time of day to
That's
talk to
weird
you?
though, right? Because it's like what it just shows like when what the person is into is how they dress, right? Like hip hop people that like you're into hip hop, you're into urban music, reggaeton, and all that stuff. You see the way these guys are dressed. They're in like nice gear. At least stuff that matches, stuff that looks ill. Yo, I'm gonna dress that way, right? What are these kids watching? A dude on Twitch playing video games, right? In like a t-shirt and probably pajama pants also or whatever, and it's just like that greasy haired, all I do is play video games all day kind of person. And all these kids are like they emulate that, right? They their hair's all shaggy. It's like they're stuck in a cave all day and don't know, that maybe I should, dress it up. Maybe my shirt's a little wrinkled. I should steam that out, iron it. Even though it's a t-shirt. Or let me get a little dip to go to school. We used to love having fits for school. You know what I'm
But now
saying?
it's
We was
like,
like, yo,
but now it's like the two extremes, right? You either the pajama wearing
right,
on your computer all day kid, or the other extreme is you wearing designer, but
yeah,
it's like it's pajamas, but it's like
denim
four hundred
tears,
dollar. It's like $400
But
pants
they're Louis
pajama,
Vuitton pajamas,
whatever the name
denim
is,
tears,
right?
the Chanel
jeans.
sandals,
So it's
the
like a
flip flops,
weird,
nigga. You're wearing flip
yeah,
flops.
bro. It's like it's weird to say
Mm-hmm.
like what Felix, like what you said. It's weird
I
times,
told you,
but
it's like weird. And you know what's funny?
it's weird.
Even my daughter sometimes, like, she'll come at me a little sideways because she's like, "Oh, Dad, you're old." But
You are though, by the way.
she, she's like, "Dad," he said,
Distinguished.
In case you
"You
forgot.
don't, you don't understand. What don't I understand? Why that?
Yeah.
Why don't you understand?" I just look at that person weird, or that kid weird, because he's dressed like a fool. Like, he should be dressed up. He should have a nice polo on and some nice kicks, some fresh kicks. He doesn't have to look like that.
But
I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
isn't it scary, real quick? Isn't it scary that we are sounding like our parents? Because in the 90s, when they saw us with the big ass pants and the big overcoat, and you know what I'm saying, the army green and this and the third, and we're wearing, Scullies and stuff like that, they're looking at us like we was nuts. Like, what the hell? Why are those pants so big? Why is it so baggy? Oh my God. So it's, it is
and
what
now
it
it's
is.
all and now it's all back.
And now it's all back. But check it out real quick. Just to kind of change gears. So that's them, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
youngins and all that. All good. We in our 40s, 60s, Felix, I think. Uh, but yo,
yo,
what do
you
you?
you skip 50, nigga. I'm 50.
Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. You 50.
Like upper 50s though.
So what's up with what's up with our demographic? What's up with these women, bro? Because I was reading some articles, man, and I mean the same goes for our demographic, bro. I mean
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of women out there. They're not really taking, how should I say, like you said, Felix, earlier. They don't want the bullshit no more. Body count right now is like a big thing. That I mean, it's always been there, but I think women are paying way more attention to body count because of their value, right? Like value is a big thing right now. High value man, high value woman. And there's a lot of women out there that are like, yo, in their 30s that they're like, yo, why am I gonna add a body count? Someone that really you not about me. Like this isn't going to be a long lasting relationship. So I'm not going to give it up. Why would I do that?
Right. So there's those people that they're like, you know what? I'm over it. I'm
I'm
tired.
over it.
I have my own crib. I want to go home,
Mm-hmm.
put on my pajamas, and go to sleep at 9 o'clock. You know, and that's it. They don't want to deal with somebody's shit. They feel all right at this age, right? And they know this is what's the deal though. They know if they wanted to, they could just go get it. It'll fall in their
Oh no,
lap.
listen,
Let's get real.
I was reading, check this out. Yahoo Finance says that sex toys will surpass $75 billion
There you
Whoa.
go. The
by
roads, bro.
by 2030.
The
So
roads.
so to your point, they're going, hey, because again, guys, like I said earlier, we gotta level up, right? We gotta get better. So they're counting on us to be better. They're not finding the man that they're looking for. A lot of them are picky too. Let's keep it real, ladies. There's a lot of ladies out there super
Hold on.
picky. Their standards are like ridiculous, right? But they're like going and interviewing all these guys, and when they're kind of seeing that they're not up to par to what it is that they want, they're just going home and getting, like you said, Ramses, the rose or whatever that
Rose,
they got.
the
They
And they're
turn
wine.
not
into
getting.
they turn into a Lane Bennett. Like, are you sponge worthy?
Oh, you exactly. All right, exactly. Are you sponge worthy?
Are you sponge worthy? Like, it
Right.
Yeah, but
doesn't
she
even
was getting
become.
down. She got down, bro.
Oh,
But
she
she,
well
yeah,
the
but
whole show she got down.
she
Yeah,
was
Elaine was getting
but
Yeah.
that's why
scammed.
that show was ahead of its time, because she was she didn't care. She was like one of the dudes. She was constantly dating,
Right.
and I like that they presented her in the way that she still had like a bit of class about her character.
Right.
Like, but
So that's what I'm saying, right?
she could
A,
roll with like the boys at the end
a
of the day.
woman, a woman, a woman that had, has a good job, holding herself down, got her own crib, lives in
Right.
Manhattan. There's a lot of women that have their own house, taking care of their kids, holding it down, y quieren traer un cabrón
I
pa
think
venir y darle dolor de cabeza.
I
They're
think
gonna
there's a
be like, yeah, I don't want this headache. I don't need to deal with this. I'm
yeah.
done with,
Yeah.
But if they want to, they could just go and do their thing. So it just depends on where they feel where their comfort zone is now, right? Because everybody really wants to work on themselves now, right? Like there's no reason to like be damaged goods and go into relationships or go into just to socialize, go out there and
Well,
be
there's a
all
lot of women that
gaga.
don't want. There's a lot of women having kids late now, bro. No one's having
Yeah.
Right,
kids. There's a lot of
right.
women that really, they're
Yeah.
looking at it like, I'd rather have or start a family at 32, at
The
35.
percentages of dogs in homes are up 38%. To children is 30%. So
Look at
people are
that.
opting to just have pets or
Yeah.
be pet parents, I should
Right.
say now, right? Pet parents.
But
Um, be
what
Felix,
do
pet
you
you?
parents.
wanted to jump in and say something. What's that, brother?
Good question. 'Cause if I
Está
It's
remember,
the
bien.
age.
It's
It's
the
the
age,
age.
man. It's
They sell ginkgo biloba in Walgreens. You got
no,
ginkgo
he's
biloba.
I was looking for
he's still on that
president.
dial-up signal, folks. We're the rest of us are on Wi-Fi.
Let's just say.
So check this out, fellas. So we talked about the younger generation, how they're not getting down for many reasons. Most of it's social awkwardness. We talked about young. Not I'm sorry, not young. Oh my God, they're gonna kill me. But women above 30 that are single, that are more selective for many different reasons. How about, because I also read about people that are in relationships, are married, that are our age in the 40s, early 50s, and they're just not getting down like they used to. I remember back in the days, I used to hear like a woman was alive really sexually like after 40. But now all of a sudden, it's not going down either. Ramses, again, you made the point of the chase, the thrill of the chase. So there is that lack of the thrill of the chase. I mean, I'll tell you guys an example. It's one of my favorite comedians, Chris Rock. And I'm gonna get a little vulgar here, folks, but if you're listening at home, you know he's right in this sense. So he had a little skit where he used to say, "Yo, I used to get my dick sucked, and now I get fellatio." Like now, it's like 3 licks, and it's like, are you done yet? I gotta go fold the laundry. Like, where are we in our generation as men kind of slipping and not keeping like that fire going, like letting it
Right,
fall
because you
into
know
the
Complacency.
you gotta have date nights. You gotta spark things up and be like, let's do weekend getaways. It's hard when you have kids though, right?
very hard, yeah.
That's where it's tough because then you're looking for babysitters. You're looking for like to have peace of mind. You don't just want to leave them with anyone. So you're thinking about your kids the whole time that you're away. You can't really escape.
Yeah,
You know
nothing
what
kills the mood like the kids, bro.
Right. Exactly. And then if they're in the next room, you
Oh,
want to kind of get it in, even though you do it a lo calladito, but sometimes you want to like, you know
but
what I'm saying? And go in and then,
this is
Tabitha is in the next room fucking watching Peppa Pig.
this is gonna sound a bit like, cringe worthy or whatever, but yo, how the fuck our parents used to get down, yo? Because our parents, like, you see now, like, we talked about it, how women are having kids late or whatever, and they're also limiting the number of kids they have. They have like 1 or 2 kids or whatnot. Like, yo, our parents have multiple kids. You know what I'm saying? 3, 4, 5 kids. I know I grew up in a household with 3 other brothers. Like, I know this is gonna sound like cringeworthy, but how the fuck did our parents get down,
Because
bro.
they
But
didn't have
Everybody sleep.
I don't.
they didn't have the distractions that we got.
Vete a
Not
dormir.
only that, our parents didn't care because you know how many times I called my father, God rest his soul, hamming on my mom. You know what I'm saying? Yo,
That's old school right
gonna
there,
keep it
bro.
a buck. Yo, there will be. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like it's, and I don't know. They just used to, I guess, because remember, my
Nah,
parents
but
were
Felix, man, your dad was a contractor. Maybe that's the hammering he was doing in the
no,
room. You took it the wrong way.
Fixing the
It's the drywall. It was
the
the drywall.
headboard.
my father and my
Fixing the
mom used
headboard.
to work 15 hours a day, 16 hours a day, and he used to get it in. It,
Yeah, so he wasn't caring about no kids. Right
nah,
now, we're like, oh my god, shh, they're gonna
nah,
hear it.
Mm-hmm.
nah,
You know what I'm saying? You have respect for the kid. Back in the day, it was just like, I don't give a shit about this kid.
But that's the thing though. Like, we grew up around that, and I mean, I don't feel like I grew up traumatized. Like, I don't
nah.
want to think about it, but I knew my dad was doing his business with Ma Dukes in the other room, but I wasn't traumatized by it. Like, are we like? I mean, obviously, I don't want my kid hearing what I'm doing, but do you think overall, general, we're just too fucking sensitive with the way we're raising our kids now?
We
No.
yeah, because that's another topic, but
Yeah.
But
I
it
think
leads to why you're not having sex, right? Because
And one of the
you're
reasons,
fucking
yeah.
catering so much to their feelings, your relationship is going to shit, right? You're gonna allow the kid to come between you like that. A lot of people when they have babies early on, they'll keep the kid on the bed, right in the middle, and then that
And good
becomes
luck getting them
That
back in their own bed after
right,
that
that.
kills it.
exactly,
That
right. That
kills it.
kid's not gonna want to sleep by themselves. Then their bed becomes like a hamper. You're just
Mm-hmm.
putting stuff in there, like another storage, until eventually one day you're like, all right, get in your bed. So and that's it hinders a lot and it carries over. It carries over into future years, and then you're just catering and catering and catering, and then you're losing your relationship with your girl. The reason that you wanted her, like, yo, she looked good, man. Me and her used to be freaks. You know what I'm saying? When we was,
Right.
before this, like,
But I
where's
don't think
that? Like, let's
nowadays.
get
But
that back.
I don't think nowadays. How about liking each other first, man? I think the stresses of bills, the stresses of life. Uh, I mean the pandemic. Not to kind of use that as much, but I think that really put a lot of relationships. Pretty much in some kind of, like, I don't know, flight pattern, man. Of like, are we gonna continue or not? Because you kind of realize, whoa, I've been for real in this house with this person for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months. Do I really like this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you start asking yourself these questions
Right.
because now you're in these confined spaces, man. So how about liking each other first? I think, and then on top of that, all the distractions we got. I mean, let's keep it a buck, man. Let's keep it real. I mean, if you are having a hard time at home and you on social media, again, here's the menu.
Right, there's your release. What do you
There's
want?
your release. You're like, you know what? And I'm not saying, I'm not condoning cheating, but it's like a lot, if you that weak or you want out that bad, you might dip your toe in the pool. You be like, because it's kind of easy. It's like, well, she won't know. Let me go ahead and do this. Let me
I think a
DM
little
this girl.
in your toe.
Huh?
Well, what you said, Felix?
More than your toe.
Yeah, you dip it more
Dip
than
it
your
more
toe.
than your toe.
Well,
That's
right.
just that's just because he got a foot fetish. That's all.
That's all. That's all. But but I think that plays a big factor too, man. I think the distractions that we have nowadays and the stresses, the grass is definitely greener to especially women. I think a lot of women are looking at the grass that that the grass would be greener on the other side.
And
Because
look,
women too.
back in Felix's day, when you had tents and like dirt roads
And the horse and carriage.
and a horse and carriage, there wasn't really much for them to do back then, right? They would just raise up their ladies' petticoats and go to town, right?
Right when they were sneaking the alcohol past in Prohibition.
Right.
The
That's all you did.
speakeasies.
What you did, like you would listen to the radio for a little while, and then you would play like the one record that you own
Yeah.
on a Victrola. You know what I mean?
But also, I mean, I'm gonna jump on 2 points you made, Ramses. The first one, definitely like the things to do. For example, like back in the day, I mean, what we focused on, guys, what was it? CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox was like a new channel.
Right.
Like we had like no variety. Listen,
Channel
if you
11 for movies.
wanted to watch fucking New York Undercover, if you missed it that Thursday at 9 o'clock, you asked out. You had to wait till they gave the rerun in the summer or something. And now it's like everything is like at your exposure, like on your phone, literally is in the palm of your hands. Anything you want, anytime you can stream something. Yo, you want something to eat? 2 o'clock in the morning, Uber Eats. You want
That's
to
everybody's
again?
closest relationship, right? Is their phone.
Yeah, it's their only relationship. That's the
It's the
sad
most.
part.
It's the thing that you hold the most in your hands now. Like
There used to be other things.
you don't embrace people as much. Is your one hand is at least holding your phone during more 90% of your day, I would say.
And look at what you said. You said Uber Eats, right? You don't appreciate that woman. Back in the day, you appreciated that woman that cooked for you.
Oh, for sure, man.
Now you arguing or whatever, or she's being a big man. Uber Eats. I'll go ahead and get that, and he'll be here in 20 minutes.
But that
Shout
takes
out to
away
DoorDash, Seamless. I hear you.
That takes away the romance, though. Like
That's
something
what I'm saying.
Felix said earlier. Like, yo, you will get the outfit, you will take the girl out to eat, and then from there it's like, yo, where am I getting today? Second base, third base.
Right.
Like now, there ain't none of that. There's none of that. There's no drive. There's no thrill of the hunt. No romance. None of that shit. And I think for us in our age group, there's such a lack of it as well. Because I'm gonna use you as an example. You're out of the house during the week. What would you say? Like fucking 50 hours? 55?
55.
55. How long is your lady out of the house?
About 12 hours. About a 3-day work week. Yeah, 40. About 40.
So I mean, you guys barely see each other.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. I mean, I'm in a similar situation too. Like, even though I work remote, I barely see my partner because she's out. You know what I'm saying? Ramses, you're remote. Your lady's out, right? Your lady works out the crib. That's the way it is. Like, there's no there's like we used to set times before to see each other. Like, yo, Saturday date night. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Friday night, let's go here. Whatever. Now you're lucky if you can even have dinner with your partner. And not dinner like at a restaurant. I'm talking like just sit down, eat together.
Yeah.
How's your day, babe? How'd you do today? Like, we're in the middle of that rat race every day, chasing that cheese. We're worrying about the kids, picking them up, dropping them off. Yo, Phil, I can't even imagine you right now. I got one toddler. I could barely keep my head on straight. You got two. I don't know how the hell you juggle your day, bro.
Methuselah over here, huh?
No, let me tell you something. That shit, it's crazy. Just around the house with the kids. Like there's no time for anything,
Yeah.
and like
Let alone bump and grind.
bump and grind. Like it's to a point where sometimes like the kids go to their grandparents' house and we're alone and we're like, okay, let's do this, let's have dinner here, let's do this, and we try to like plan it, and sometimes we don't even do anything, just go home and sleep because we're tired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whether it's me, it's her, it's just that it's because it's a lot. It's
Yeah.
she goes, she goes to the gym, she works out, she does this, she goes to work. This day she works remote. I'm here. Imagine I'm here all day. I'm the super of the building, but there's sometimes 2 in the morning. Look, Friday on my day off, I had to work like 6 hours. On my day off, I had an emergency. It was cold, no heat. So, things just get crazy. And by the time you get home and settled in, it's like,
Yeah.
you just have, it's exhausted. And having
And
two,
that's the thing too, Felix. Like, for example, like me, you, Ramses could attest to it as well. We touched base on this on another podcast. You would think you feel uh more energized, and it's like there's this comfort level. I'm home. Yo, I'm
uh,
out of it, dude. I am out of it. Like by the time the day's over, like you know what I'm saying? Like you're dealing with kids, you're working from home. I don't even get that drive. Like, yo, let me get the F out the crib. Let me do something. Yo, babe, let's
But
go out. Cause we're
but
both just wiped out.
but check it. All this stuff that we're talking about, everything that you just said right now, this is a horror story for the generation coming up.
Right. They're
That's
like,
why
why
they're
do I
not.
want to deal with that shit?
That's why they're not having kids. That's why they're not. I mean, you talk to these girls. Now, my own daughter will have conversations. You talk about hey, marriage and kids. When I'm a grandfather, when you gonna? She's like, what?
I'll get you a
She's
puppy.
like, heck no, heck no. They don't want that life, and they see that now. They see like, what's that gonna do for me? Guys, right now, I mean, guys don't want to get married no more. Why? Guys are looking at it like I could slip into DMs left and right, get whoever I want if that's what I want. Why am I gonna stick to one person? Then I get married, then I get a kid, then I get divorced, then she gets half, she gets. That's what these kids are thinking about now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, what? I mean, are we the last of the Mohicans, like the generation of like the I don't know, the like with actual like families, or is this it? Because I don't
Possible. I
think
mean,
these
but
kids
like I
nowadays
said,
they're not messing with it. Women right
nah,
now they're down to have kids on their own. They're down to adopt and be like, no,
but
or like you said, Rams, I'll have a
does this
puppy.
this falls down again to geographics, right? Um,
Well, in the
in
West,
like Latin countries is not like this.
no, 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 no,
You know
no.
what I mean? So
There's certain
below
values there that still won't.
America
Right.
is like
And,
where
and and
what we're
China still
focusing on,
has the limit on kids, bro.
right?
They
Right.
So
getting down. They may
Right.
be censored, but they
people
getting
are putting
down.
in work. It's just in
I
the
heard
U.S.
Japan.
where it's
Japan
like
isn't though.
there's so much going on here. There's so many things that you can be entertained and do and occupy yourself with and all this. Even though not to say that these other countries don't have access to these things,
Oh, for
but it's
sure.
like it's the same thing. There, it's just us here in the United States. Things get a little bugged out, right?
Good.
You got the introverts, you got and then you got people that are like sexually have the wild fetishes. So we have like the extreme, but right in the middle is like that one group that is like, you know what? I don't like either side. This shit is annoying. You
The
know,
But
asexuals and all that.
but
right? They're like, yo, this shit
that
is annoying.
whole
Like this is whack.
thing of having everything at your fingertips is just killing the younger generation
Oh,
behind us because
yeah.
it's like you guys say you type in a search, hey, I want to see this kind. It ain't like that, and a lot of the things I picked up on articles is these dudes are just into like rough shit because they're seeing like these ladies getting pounded and like fucking porns, and they think like, oh,
That's how
that's
to
what these
do it.
chicks want.
That's how
That's how it
exactly.
is.
And then it's
And
Hmm.
not
that
even like that.
and it's also
Well,
contributing,
I can't say it's not, but
there's also a correlation between like school shootings and stuff like that because these kids now are like the super socially awkward ones that have
Yeah.
mental illness. It's like, yo, she don't even like me, is so easy, the way I see it online or whatever, that they just become so sexually frustrated that they just flip out. They do crazy shit. They go shoot up a fucking school.
So it's like
It's
I was thinking like, you know, in cities you see more because people are so congested. They're a little bit more into, you know, being a little social and having access to actually talking to people, except for like the really recluse kind of like I just stay in my apartment and that's it. But in the cities, you know that, you know, New York City, you know definitely the sex rate is up. I don't want to hear that it's not. You know, we have with all these new our new migrants and everybody that's coming in here, there's definitely going to be a lot of action.
But then
Then you go
again,
rural
but you see, again,
suburbs,
it's the pay for the sex, Ramses. You see, it's not the
right?
working for it. They're paying for it in all those massage parlors that you're against, that you're trying to knock down. There's
Right,
no hunt. There's no social skills and none of that.
right.
It's microwave.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's it. You
that's
just
the other part. That's the other part where prostitution comes into it, right? And brothels and just access to like the quick fix. Like, you know, you said the microwave. This is like even more than the microwave generation. It feels like it's like surpassed that. Like everything has to be instantaneous
attention span is
gratification.
down. They got right. They don't even know. They may not even remember the chick's name. 20 seconds in a conversation. You
If
know what
that
I'm
was
saying?
her name, you know what
If
I'm
that
saying?
if that was her name. So yeah, no, I mean, it's a shit show, man. To be honest with you, it ain't. What is it? The future really ain't looking bright socially. I think.
Nah, man.
For
It's
these kids to develop in the porno. I mean, shit, man. I mean, look, even you get desensitized, man. After a while, regular sex is regular. You don't want that. Then you go, like
Right.
you
hmm
say, you're gonna go search for some wild stuff, and
Look at
then
hmm
that's
Japan.
not even
Japan, some dudes marrying robots. You got dudes falling in love with anime characters.
Yo,
And the fake girlfriends. Look at the Manti
mental.
Teo. This
let me
guy, was a good looking dude, an athlete. He could have picked up any girl from Notre Dame on campus, and he got fucking catfish by a dude online. Like, instead of, like, dude, you're the man on campus. You could have picked up any girl, but they're so socially awkward now that he has a relationship with someone online. Go ahead, Felix.
let me tell you a funny story. When you work in buildings and you're able to like go into people's homes
Homes.
and apartments, you see the weirdest shit. There was a kid. There was this kid that used to live here. He was about, I'm gonna say, 25, 26. He was in his 20s. Real quiet kid. He would come in. I would hardly see him, and he was just weird. When he was moving out, um, he was like from one day to the other. Oh, I'm moving out. So I, before you move out, I have to check the apartment, make sure everything's okay. So he wouldn't allow me in the apartment. He'd
Fucking
be like,
Dahmer.
yeah, dude, he wouldn't
Want
allow
some brewskis, bro.
he wouldn't
Just want
allow
to drink
me in
some
the
brewskis.
apartment. And he would like open the door and like let me just, he wouldn't even let me look in. He'd like block the door. Dude, long story short, this guy moves out. We start cleaning his apartment. He would store all his trash in the apartment, all his recyclables, like for 2 years,
What?
all the recyclables, all the
Mental
cans.
health, yeah.
And guess what? We found a torso of a woman, not a live woman, like a doll. I
Like a
guess
Oh,
mannequin.
I said I think he will pile drive the shit out of that. And then I was like, yo, and I was like, yo, is that the guy was weird? He was a weirdo. He wouldn't come out. And dude, the guy was a big dude, good looking guy. He was a doorman in the city. And the guy, he would go home and go to town on his fucking
And
on his
get it in. Get it
He
in.
yo
he'd
and
put
that,
the wood to the he'd put the wood to the wood, huh?
yo my
how do you leave
dude.
that behind?
I,
He got a new one,
no, he
dog.
left
That's all it is.
he left everything behind. He left his clothes.
You
He
know
let
what
he
it is, Ramses? How are you going to sneak that out the building?
left,
The same way you
He's like, yo,
sneaked
they're
it
gonna
in.
think I'm taking a body out of here.
He needed
yo,
The
to get a
same way.
rug. The way the mobsters used to get rid of the
you know
bodies,
what
they
I'm
roll it in
saying?
a
And
rug.
Wow.
he was just a
Hey, there's
weird.
some weirdos out there, man. Hey,
So Felix,
but
where's the doll now?
The doll
Felix
is
has.
If you move the camera in the office,
How did you discard of that carcass?
gonna talk to my porter. Uh,
Oh my God.
The garbage men went over there and were like, yo, this dude's bugged here, bro.
That's crazy.
Yo,
But
but
Crazy, crazy
what
people.
we're talking about is just there's people
Yeah.
that are weird.
Well,
yeah,
and
man.
there's a name for it all too, right? There's a name for everything.
Yeah, of
Hmm.
Like
course.
everything has. Oh, you felt
Like
this. Oh, that means you're
the
this.
people that like to have sex
But
with like costumes on, the peluches,
the cosplay.
The furries or whatever.
the
Yeah.
but
furries. There you
but
go.
again, it's back to I'm gonna go back to Chris Rock again. Like when you got the commercial for the pills. Hey, do you sleep at night and you wake up? Hey, I got that.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
that's
that
right.
now that's what it is for every
Everybody got it.
socially awkward thing you have. Everything. Oh, you're a this. You're a that. There's a hashtag for it. Oh, I'm cool. They want to feel part of something. When in reality, you're secluded from everything. You're isolated.
Introverts.
You're not. Yeah, you're not part of anything. You're more isolated than ever. But this was a great conversation. I know it's gonna get a little traction out there. We definitely want everybody's thoughts. We're about to wrap the episode up, and I'm gonna have my little parting shot, but I'm gonna kick it to the fellas first. Ramses, what are your final thoughts, and what do you got to say to close this out?
Mete mano. I know it's hard, especially if you're in a relationship. This is gonna be for the guys that are my age. Make it happen. Show interest. Bring back like how everybody always says, like bring back that love and feeling. Whatever,
Opa,
whatever
whoa.
you had with your shorty, you know what I'm saying? Bring that back. Bring that essence back. And for the single dudes our age, do what you gotta do, man. Enjoy. Hope you're enjoying it. Just as long as you're happy, do your thing. Pero mete mano. That's it.
That's why those passport guys are winning, man. The passport bros,
Passport
man.
boys.
They winning, man. They winning.
But look where they're going, right?
Right.
They're flying. They gotta go out. They gotta leave the United States because the
Right.
United States está pagado.
Oh
Felix,
man, listen.
what are your final thoughts, Phil?
Well, I'm gonna say this as far as like the younger generation. I think us as parents, we should be more involved and make our kids go out, make our kids be more social, take away the phones. I mean, Evil, we have family who have kids that I don't even want to say, but again, try to make
Back in my day,
try to make your kids go out, take away those phones because at the end of the day, it's like Pedro says, the future's looking grim.
Mm-hmm.
You
P,
know,
what are your final thoughts, my man?
Nah, I echo what Felix said, man. Listen, these kids out there, these high schoolers or whatnot, man, they need those OGs, man. If you're a dad, an uncle, and you're our age or whatever, you got to reach back. You gotta put them up on game. You gotta let them know how it is. Like Felix said, take that phone away, bro. I mean, hey, listen, the phone has brought us a lot of good. It's made life comfortable. But man, socially, man, it's we're gonna get to a place, man, where it's gonna be like Wally, like that damn card. It's gonna be like that. We're just like freaking robots, man. But that's for the kids, definitely. OGs, come on, man, talk to the youth, like what we're doing. Talk to the
Mm-hmm.
youth, man. We gotta spit some game to these kids, man, and to the guys our age, bro. Listen, take inventory. Make sure that mouthpiece is right, man. Make sure you're right. Treat your lady, man. Treat your lady to a freaking dinner. If you don't want to be with her, then leave her, man. Then bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drag it along and you're both miserable. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Other than that, man, listen, pelvic thrusting, man. I support it. Work it out. It makes for a happier home. And that's all I got to say.
For sure, for sure. Sound advice from all three of you. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna basically piggyback on you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, just for the younger generation, yo, just talk to a girl. You know what you'll find? That girls are actually pretty fucking cool. You're gonna find a girl that's into fucking sports like you, that likes Call of Duty. But guess what? Invite her over to the crib, son. Play with her, and then you go play another thing right after the game. You know what I'm saying? Go out, go socialize with your friends, meet new people. And in terms of us, I'm gonna take some advice from my brother Ramses. Like, yo, man, take the time to get away from the rat race, the 9 to 5. Set a date night for your ladies. Set something different. I'm gonna take that advice soundly now as I end this podcast, I'm gonna tell my lady, yo, you know what? Let's do something. But first, we're gonna fold the laundry. That's more important.
Limpia
But
la
I
casa, and then you go
I
out.
que limpiar primero, get a baby. So
Yeah.
Pedro, it's been a pleasure.
it's
It's
Thank
been
been
a
a
pleasure,
pleasure.
everyone. Thank you again for listening to the Apologetic Knock. We'll be back soon. And yes, that sports edition will be coming. We promise that,
It's
guys.
coming.
It's
It's
coming
coming.
soon. But peace out, man. Much love, everybody. Talk
Yes,
out
sir.
there. Socialize. Peace and love.
Peace,
you.
love. Let's go.